Hey everyone, Brian with Workshop Addict, and I've quickly become an Olight fan. I love the quality of their flashlights. In this video, we're gonna go over some of the new ones that they have coming out on a flash sale. We're gonna compare it to some of the older models so you can see exactly what you're getting and know what's out there. And we also have an affiliate link and a discount code in the bottom. So if you are going to purchase something, the WA10 will get you 10% off anything that is not on sale. They also do have some rail-mounted pistol lights that are going to be out too, and some lasers if you're into that. I didn't want to show that stuff on the channel, but they are good quality, so let's get into it. The four lights that we're going to go over is going to be the OLight i5T, the i3UV, the Warrior X Pro, and the M2R Pro Warrior, which we did a full video on not too long ago. The first light that we'll go over is going to be the OLight i5T EOS CU. This is a copper color, but realistically it looks like brass. It's IPX8 rated, 60mm throw. It is powered by a AA, and I like that idea for kind of a prepper or everyday carry situation. You can always find another AA. It is shipped in a vacuum sealed bag inside this box. So if you are a prepper and wanted to throw this flashlight into your bug out bag, you could. It does have a isolator in here, so you have to take it apart to make the battery work. So long term, this would be a great flashlight to have around. It's 3.7 ounces with the battery, so you could put this on your belt clip, you could put it on your hat brim, you can use it in multiple different situations. It has two settings. That's low, 10 lumens, and if you push again, it comes on high. That's basically a pressure switch. The high is 300 lumens, and if I click it, it will stay. If I click low and want to come back again, just click again. It'll come on low. I'm clicking too fast. But it will not memorize high. You have to push and push again, kind of double tap to get high on. It really works nice as a light that is small, fits in your hand well. Carrying it around outside, I can see everything that I want to see close up. The 60 meter throw is exactly where it kind of lands. Perfect everyday carry light, not something that's going to get out too far, but something that's going to give me a nice low beam for inside a vehicle reading or doing something with low light, and a nice high beam that's going to get out there a ways. I really like it, and I think it's something that is very useful, but it's also great to do comparisons. So hang on till the end and we'll compare it to some much brighter lights. This is Olight's i3UV EOS. This is powered by a AAA, and if you're not familiar with UV lights, you're going to use them for crime scenes, looking at money, finding scorpions, mineral checking, or just checking for general cleanliness. The UV ranges start at 400 and below in the nanometer wavelength. This is 395. A lot of people will say 360 is ideal. So when you turn this on, it's just a simple turn on and it's a blue light. So what you would use this for, or how I can show you it works, I think that'll come through in the camera. You can see on this $20 bill, this stripe right here. And you can also see that there's something on this bill. I looked at other bills. For example, here's a $100 bill, and it makes this stripe come through. I really couldn't find anything on here other than this face on the back. I think that would show up. If you have fake money, which this is basically prop money, you can see it's printed here, but there's no face on this corner. There's a lot of little things that this prop money doesn't have, and it's pretty clear that this is prop money. But it was just interesting to look at. You can use this for multiple things. If you have the smaller bills, and I think if you were working at a door on a bar or somewhere and wanted to check, these stripes show up on most things. But inside the house, you can use it for walking around and checking cleanliness of stuff. I was surprised to see what was on my countertop. Obviously, with the kids at home right now, things aren't quite as clean as what you would expect. I also took this around to where our dog is and found little spots of where she likes to lick the floor or do other things, which was also interesting. So this is not a flashlight that's going to be for everyone, but it is very cool and it works quite well. It's going to be something that's going to be for smaller areas. When you say a crime scene, that's going to probably want a much larger light, but that's definitely interesting to have around. I'm going to skip over to the M2R Pro Warrior. This is an ideal light that we did a full review on without having multiple other lights. Crenulated bezel, it does have a special lens inside of it, and it is 1800 lumens IPX8 with a 300 meter throw. This to me is still the perfect light. When you turn it on, you can see this circle here, hopefully. That circle gets much larger the farther it's out, but it's still very bright, and you can see it walking around. It is just, it's intense. It's great for long distances, and this guy has so many options with the dual trigger, pressure switch, with turbo mode, with a 1 lumen moonlight load for reading. It's sized right, and it does have a nice magnetic charger. It does not take a generic 21700 battery. They are basically Olight specials in here simply because of how they charge. I like how this charges. I know some people say if you lose the MCC or the charger that you have to buy another one and you can't just use your USB-C. I like the way it charges. It also opens you up to mount this on a gun and use a pressure switch that you can buy from them. This really works out well and gives you, to me, a perfect amount of light. If you're a construction guy, if you're a police officer, if you're into tactical or just a normal dude, this light rocks. What I was really expecting here on this Warrior X Pro was something to go well beyond. I mean, just well beyond what was there. You have the same 21700 battery in the back. And you can see here where it differs from a normal battery. It's 5 amp hour. Still IPX8 rated, 600 meter throw, 2250 lumens on high, 300 lumens on low. Now there's really only one switch here, and it's in the back. It can be a pressure switch, or it can be a click on. Now, this kind of changes modes based on how hard you push it. And that's interesting. A light push, just to get past the first little click, is going to be low. A hard push, again, is going to take you to high. You can't see it here, but this light has a very intense middle circle. So close up to you, it doesn't give you as good of a view because the light is very, very intense, and that's where that 600 meter throw comes in to get that intense light opened up a little bit more so you can see it. Walking around at night, still checking out buildings and different things, it works out well. If you're just checking out buildings, I like the M2R Pro Warrior much more because you're fairly close to the buildings. If you were like looking at warehouses and you were looking long distances, this is where it's at. If you were out hunting in Colorado, Montana, and you wanted a really long shot, this is where it's at. But up close, looking for a blood trail or anything like that for hunting, this would not be where it's at because of that very intense use. So if you're 20 feet or less on this, this is not the way to go. But it is super intense for anything else that would be long distance. So every flashlight here has its use. They all have different options. These are sweet. If you're not into Olight's stuff, you really need to check them out. So these lights are made in China, but they do come with a 5-year warranty, and trust me, they are not what you expect when you say this flashlight's made in China. This is definitely not something that you're gonna go on Amazon and pick up and say, oh, I just bought a $10 light and it has this sort of quality, not only in the lens and in the light, in its light output, but also in the build quality, how it feels, how the switches work, and everything else that's available. I really am. I'm an Olight fan at this point, and if you can get into one of these lights while they have their sales on, and they do let you know when their sales are happening, and I'll try to keep you a little up to date on it because I'm going to continue to grow into what I own in these. They're awesome, and they're well worth the money that they're asking. I really like that part, and the ability to go out and really use it and enjoy it and see what a really good light is like. You know, I've got some Surefires, I've got multiple other lights that are on some other guns, and I still go back to this M2R Pro is just a perfect light. I still stand by that. Out of all these lights that are here, this small one that is going to be on sale is going to be like $27. Really nice light. It is, it's nice, it's lightweight, it works good, it's a good quality light. It is nothing compared to this M2R Pro Warrior, nothing. And I think this was 70 some odd dollars. It might be a $100 light, but again, if you wanted to pick it up now, you could use our WA10 discount code and get 10% off. But this light so far has been my favorite. I'm going to continue to collect some more, continue to go through some of these as far as what you guys might be interested in. I'm hoping that in this video you can see the difference between multiple lights and it will help you make the decision as to what you would like. Always remember that that camera situation at night doesn't pick up the light as far out as what these lights shine. Also, if you are an Olight guy, I know there was a lot of Olight fans that came out and said, hey, I too have one before. Leave some comments below, you know, just try to back me up a little bit if someone's listening and might not fully think that these lights are exactly everything we're saying, because they're sweet and there's some great build quality here. As always, guys, we appreciate your time. If you could give us a like in this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave those comments below. Don't forget there is an affiliate link there that will help support the channel a little bit. We appreciate that. As always, have a great day.